The Enchanted Princess. Once upon a time, there was a kingdom called the Jewel of the North. Its people lived in happiness, but its king, King Gaston, and his wife, Queen Jasmine, were living a life of sadness, as they had no children and hoped to have a child. So the king and queen prayed to God Almighty to have them a beautiful child. So God Almighty gave them a child whom they named Farah, and the king and the queen lived a happy life. And when the girl was 10 years old and became the most beautiful girl in the kingdom, the king held a lavish party for her in his palace and invited all the people of the kingdom. But the king's happy life came to an end. The lights went out. The windows and doors of the palace were shuttered, and black smoke entered, and the evil wizard Gaspar came out of it, and said, "My lord, I ask you to take your crown." So the king sent his soldiers to arrest him. Then the wizard turned into a huge bird, and he flew and kidnapped the princess, and said, "If you don't give me the crown, you will never see your daughter," and flew outside the palace. The king and queen mourned deeply, and sent many soldiers to the enchanted forest, in which the wizard lives, and no one has returned. Years passed, and the king did not find his missing daughter, and began praying to God to find her. There was a poor hunter living with his son Ahmed outside the kingdom, and they used to go out every day to hunt. One day, the hunter and his son went out to hunt in the forest next to the enchanted forest. But soon a pack of wolves attacked them. So the horse ran with Ahmed and entered the enchanted forest, and Ahmed fell and lost consciousness. Ahmed woke up and found himself in a forest full of dead trees and snow everywhere. Then he realized that he was in the enchanted forest. Then he saw a blue river. So he went to it and was about to drink from it. Then he heard someone saying, "Don't drink." So he found a blue-colored bird and said, "Yes, I am the one who speaks to you." Ahmed said, "Why don't I drink?" Then the bird said, "It's magical. If you drink from it, you will die." Then Ahmed asked the bird, "How do you speak?" The bird took Ahmed to a cave, and suddenly at nightfall the bird turned into a beautiful girl in a beautiful dress, and said, "I'm the princess who was kidnapped by the wizard Gaspar. I turn in the morning into a bird and at night to a girl. This is the wizard's spell." Ahmed asked the princess how to break the spell. She told him that the only way is to defeat the wizard. So he asked her where to find him. She told him that there are 3 statues that hide the place of the wizard, and he must break them to find him. Ahmed rushed after the princess told him the location of the statues. Then he found the first statue in a huge cave, and as soon as he entered, he heard a roar. Then a huge ghoul appeared, guarding the statue. The ghoul tried to kill Ahmed, so Ahmed avoided his blows and started to break one of the rocky pillars of the cave. So he dropped huge blocks on the ghoul and killed him, and went to the statue and broke it. Then Ahmed continued and went to the second statue, which was on frozen water, and as soon as he approached the statue, a huge serpent came out from between the trees and tried to devour him. So Ahmed moved away from the serpent and started breaking the freezing water below the serpent. So he drowned it and broke the statue. Then Ahmed went to the third statue, which was located on the top of a huge mountain, and found the earth was uprooted from under him and ascended to the top of the mountain. And he found a phoenix heading to him. So he grabbed the feet of the phoenix and climbed on his back and tied a rope around its beak and tamed it and broke with it the statue. Then a portal appeared, so he entered it. Ahmed found a huge palace, and the phoenix said, "The wizard is there." So the phoenix flew to the highest floor of the palace, and Ahmed came down from the back of the phoenix and opened the door. Ahmed found the wizard waiting for him, as he said to him, "You will not be able to break the curse." Ahmed said, "You are an evil wizard. You kidnapped the princess and cast a spell on her. I will defeat you, and I will break the curse, God willing." So the wizard turned into a huge dragon that broke the roof of the palace and started spitting fire at Ahmed. So Ahmed ran and grabbed his sword and jumped towards the dragon and killed him. So the dragon shouted, "No!" and it vanished. And the snow in the forest began to fade, and the flowers grew, and the forest became very beautiful. Then Ahmed returned to the forest and found the princess as beautiful as ever in the brightness of the day, and the princess thanked him. So he told her that he loves her and wants to marry her. She agreed at once, and they returned together to the kingdom, and a big wedding took place, and they lived happily ever after. We have reached the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And thank you.